So I failed. It is not something I say very lightly. But we did a wrestling show post WrestleMania. Me and Alex did. And as Ren likes to point out to me very often, it is our least viewed show. That leaves a sour taste in my mouth, I'm not going to lie. Now, funny enough, it has company now. The company is the basketball episode they did without me. And Ren even rushed to download it. It's not going to make a difference. But wrestling is something I think that has potential. It has an audience. And it's something that multiple people in the No Reserve studio has passion for. And I believe can succeed. I don't think the last episode, at least for me, was very good. I think I was very rushed in a lot of my statements and I performed very badly. And that's not easy for me to admit. So, today, we have a new third guest on in the form of Adam, and Alex is back. Alex, introduce yourself, and Adam, tell me why we should care about you.
Because I was in the Game of Thrones podcast. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Or the Game of Thrones episode, I should say. That's why you should care about me.
So we have a Game of Thrones episode, and I was not invited. Okay. I see. I see you. No. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's something to discuss afterwards, of course.
How do you feel
So
about
how
it?
it's going? How's it going, guys? We missed last week, wasn't it, Angelo? Something happened. Yeah, something happened for football. If you're listening to this, don't worry. A new episode will be out this week. Because we're pulling double duty, me and Angelo. So how's it going, guys? I mean, you know me by now. It's been almost a year that I've been doing this with Angelo. So what's up? It's really closing in on a year, right? It was around August that I joined you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started. Actually, no, because I'm pretty sure the season. No, the season was just about to start. You were right. You were right. It was August.
Yeah, I was pretty certain it was around that time. Because then I went to Spain for a nice little holiday, and I recorded one there as well. And it was one of the first shows that we made, and it was like mid-August or something like that. So
you know something I did recently, Alex?
What?
So there is this huge YouTube. I don't even know his fucking name. There is this YouTuber though. He's somewhat. He rents a lot of properties and is a finance expert. And he said, something he never pays for is coffee because coffee is ridiculously marked up. And I agree with that sentiment. But do you know what I buy a shit ton of?
What?
Tea. And I wasn't realizing it at the time, but I was buying like a gallon of tea for $3 a gallon, basically. I looked at the store just to see exactly how much just like tea bags were to make my own tea. The cost I paid for 1 gallon of tea was how much 100 packets cost of black tea. And I used about 5 packets.
It's kind of wild that you buy like bottled tea.
Why is that?
Like, I don't think I've ever saw bottled tea here. It's like, you have the packet, that's it.
What? You do not have... So you don't have different tea brands?
We have different tea brands, but it's like, it's all in packets.
There's not like gallon jugs at the store that I couldn't just walk to the local broke department in Portugal and find a gallon of tea, is what you're saying?
Like, very rarely would you find that. Like, occasionally, sure, you can find it here or there, like in a very specific brand that doesn't do like regular tea. But for regular tea, it's fairly like hard to find, I would say. Like you can find those Arizona teas and whatnot. I'm not even going to include the iced tea because that's a whole different thing. But it's like pure tea, you would be hard pressed to find it. Like a brand or two maybe can have it, but like the most popular brands just sell like the little packet. So you do it at home.
That's
So
crazy.
that's wild to me that you were buying bottled up tea. It's like it's the easiest thing to do, Angelo. It's like
Shut
you
up,
pour
Alex.
it's hot
Hot
water
water,
with
just
a
put it
packet.
in.
Like, what are you doing, Angelo?
Well, now I'm
It's
doing it
like
myself. I got I
oh,
got
for
that. I
you.
got a few limes, and I got a few lemons, and I think
That's
this
perfect.
batch is too citrusy. I think I put a little bit too much juice in it, but
I
pretty good.
mean,
Do you not put
if
honey
you
in your
want,
tea?
No, not unless I'm sick. If I'm sick, I'll put honey. If not, no. I'll
try
use sugar.
this the next time that you will do tea. Grab the lemon. Just don't use any packet of tea. Grab the lemon, peel it off, grab the peels, put it in boiling water, let it sit there for a bit while it boils out. Take off the peels and serve. Try that.
Hmm.
Don't use any other tea thingies in there. No, just do this. Pour it. Try it. Let me know how it tastes next show.
What? That's
Okay?
just lemon juice at this. That's not even lemon juice. What the hell
Like,
is that?
taste it. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So take the skin and put it in boiling water and just drink that after it cools or hot, whichever. Try it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That's it.
It
You
sounds
can
like a
you can
serial killer podcast. I'm just saying.
No, this sounds like a new episode of some Martha Stewart show. So yeah, we're doing bits right now.
Yes, but take the skin, put it in some boiling water, and then drink it.
Pretty messed up.
Follow us for more tips. This
So
is
this is a wrestling show,
insert.
by the way.
Yeah.
So who do you want to talk about first, Alex? Do you want to talk about your boy CM Punk? You want to talk about that?
I mean, my boy's been killing it. It's like,
Has been
dude
killing
is hurt.
Specifically
Like,
killing Drew.
specifically killing Drew. Yeah. So yeah, my boy has been hurt for quite a while now. Ever since like, what was it like, the Royal
Royal
Rumble?
Rumble?
Right
So it
before
was
Royal Rumble.
January
Yeah.
27th. So it's now been pushing for nearly 7 months, and he might be the second or third hottest storyline in wrestling, and it's with an injured dude. So good
Second
stuff.
or
That's
third?
how you use CM
Second?
Punk.
Which
That was
storylines
like,
are better?
I would say maybe the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley one,
I
No.
think that bloodline story eventually
or the
has the best.
Bloodline.
I
Yeah,
don't think either hold a candle to what I've seen with Punk and Drew. I'm not gonna lie. I think that
I
is the
mean,
hottest story that's going.
I don't know. The Bloodline one has just been going on for so long now that I think, especially like Bloodline versus Cody, just has
Yeah,
been
that's
going on
fair.
for so long.
They're kind
And
of in
now
this
you add
weird
in
spot.
the crazy Samoans in Tamatong and Jacob Fatu,
Dude, those two look
and
so
it adds
good.
another layer.
But the problem is that Jacob Fatu is so much better than Solo that it just looks like should be his bodyguard.
Yeah, like Solo definitely seems like the odd man out in this one. This seems like a faction that should be led by Jacob Fatu. I get it. You can call him as like this dumb enforcer as long as you keep him off the mic. Because like I follow, for those of you who don't know, I mostly watch WWE, and even then, it's not like a religious watch in which I just go and sit there from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. watching Raw on Mondays. It's like I watch it back, parts of it, bits of it, and so I didn't know a whole lot about Jacob Fatu. I know that Angelo hyped him up a bit, and then I watched some of his stuff, and like even on the mic, the promo stuffs that he did, especially like in Major League Wrestling and whatnot, they were really good. So as long as you keep him off the mic, you can sort of paint this picture of him as like this, not really dumb as I said before, but like just a muscle guy that does some crazy acrobatic shit, and call him an enforcer for that. But like the moment that he starts touching the mic, like the dude has game on the mic. He's great at promos. Like he would obliterate Solo in that sense as
Oh yeah.
well. So
Well, see, here's my problem with that is that the way, and it might just be because this is how I would have booked it, but I still think they should have held Jacob until SummerSlam. Have Roman and them come back at SummerSlam, get the shit beat out of him by the new bloodline, and then have Jacob on their side. That
So
way,
here's the problem with
he
that.
would be like the new enforcer
Here's
for
the problem
Roman.
with that. If they do that, what fucking chance does Solo's group have, do you think? Because that's the thing. Jacob Fatu kind of makes them viable in the sense that if they're going to beat Roman, especially with the way they've booked him, if they're going to beat Roman, it's going to be because of Fatu's hand.
There is
If
nothing viable about that bloodline winning, that team winning, even with Jacob Fatu. There's
what?
nothing like main
No,
event Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. They're not that new bloodline is not touching that team, and we know
It
that's what it's
is
going to
when
be.
you add the fourth member, though.
Fatu, yeah.
No.
think it
The
does.
fourth member is gonna be The Rock, though,
Oh.
because you just know he's gonna be the one pulling the strings,
Are
which
You,
sort of undermines the Solo Sikoa character a bit. Because then, when this happens, and I'm fairly certain that's where it's grinding to, it's gonna be like for WrestleMania, it's gonna be The Rock, Roman, fairly certain. So when you add Rock into this like new bloodline, you sort of get like Fatu as the enforcer, Tamatong as the guy who was sort of the guy. So one of the replacement for the Usos. And then you have Solo, who used to be an enforcer, now is the leader, but when The Rock joins, then he's sort of
he's going to be pushed down the totem pole again,
yeah, he's gonna be
which makes
like
him more useless. That's
he's gonna be Jimmy Uso, right?
mm-hmm.
So and like kind of a weird place for Solo here. But when you have like I can see this going two ways for Survivor Series. It's either like New Bloodline versus Old Bloodline, and you have this tree versus Roman and the Usos. Or you can add Sammy on the Bloodline, and then you add Rock here. But I don't really see Rock working Survivor Series as well. So I
I
think you're
could
going to
see
get a
him.
tree.
I think the big surprise is Roman Reigns returns at SummerSlam because the
Oh,
match
that's for
is
sure. But
Oh
Cody.
yeah, SummerSlam. Yeah,
Because the match is Cody versus Solo for the WWE Championship.
and like Solo is not going over, right?
I'm
I
not so
mean,
sure about that.
Cody's been having
Like
a
it
lackluster title
can't.
run.
No, I think it.
Ah,
I think
I'm
it
not
could
sure
happen.
I'd call it
I
lackluster.
think. I think that Roman Reigns doesn't need to return at SummerSlam for it to happen, but I could see them putting the belt on Solo, especially with how honestly, like you guys have kind of been shitting on the new bloodline. They've booked the new bloodline really strong.
Oh, they booked him amazing. I'm not shitting on the booking of it. I'm shitting on the people in the new bloodline. Like, because besides the Samoan werewolf, they don't really have anybody unless The Rock comes back.
Yeah, but it's like they've been booked properly, as Angelo said. Sure, I would never in a
Yeah, they've been
million
booked
years.
properly.
If you told me to lay out what the finish of the Money in the Bank main event would have been, I would have never guessed that Cody would have
Taking that
hit
pin,
a
yeah.
pin from Solo. It's like that's kind of wild. But like for that in mind, I really can't see Cody taking a pin from Solo again in a one-on-one match. I think the most likely outcome is that numbers game comes in for the bloodline. Solo gets some help. Then Kevin and Randy come out for Cody Rhodes. Um, Things get sort of even out, but then Orton probably turns on Cody. You get a Solo almost win, and then Roman comes out and the music hits and whatnot, and he saves Cody here. Cody gets the pin. Cody moves on to facing Randy and whatnot, and the bloodline that get out the new versus the old. That's sort of what I'm thinking. It's going to happen at
So
SummerSlam here.
that kind of sounds like WrestleMania's finish.
That's what I was just about to say. That's too much like WrestleMania.
Yeah, but it's like it's not gonna be like as many big personalities coming in because it's like it's the guys that have been involved in this whole thing from the start. So it's just like it's what you got at Money in the Bank. It's only like Owens and Randy, and then you get the Randy turn on Cody. Everyone is like, oh my god,
I
they're
don't think.
gonna make
Here's my
Cody hit the
spoiler. I
pin.
don't think Randy turns on Cody at SummerSlam.
I think if
I think
anybody
it's.
turns, it's got to be KO.
I think it's going to be a longer burn.
I just like after this, where does it go though? If let's say Randy doesn't turn, let's say Cody makes the pin on Solo, Roman doesn't come out. Where does it go from here then?
I mean,
Because then
Roman
you
can
have
still
like
I
come out.
because here's the thing. Here's my whole objective. If Randy turns on Cody, I think it has to be successful that Randy screws Cody out of the belt.
Yeah, Solo has to win if Randy turns on him.
Yes. So I don't think the turn feels as like vicious if
could it
Cody
be a
ends up
turn
winning
after
in
the
the end.
match? Could it be a turn after the match though?
It could. It could. But
So
at the
let's
same time,
say
like Randy is this cold, calculated person. You don't think Randy would have had the foresight to be like, I'm gonna wait until it's a match and I'm gonna cost him his title, and then that's gonna be the reason that they go at it. Because here's my thing. I don't think Cody versus Randy needs the title involved, quite honestly.
I just can't see them taking the title of Cody. Like he's the face of the company. The reign has been going on for like I don't know 3 months.
4 months.
Like
Yeah, 3, 4
they're
months.
they're not going to pull the plug right now.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Like I said, I
I think
think
it's
it's been
possible.
lackluster in my opinion. So
But it's always lackluster when it's a baby face because the chase
I
is
think
always better than the actual reign. And
That's why
like
you
he has
have.
had
That's
banger
why.
matches. Like he had great matches
Yes.
versus AJ, great match versus Logan Paul. Then he had this banger of a match. Which was it? Like at Clash, wasn't it as well? Which he had a pretty good match versus which one was it? Uh Trying to remember. Yeah, against AJ again. The I Quit
Yeah.
match, which was a banger as
AJ.
well. So I think
I'm not
like
gonna lie. So I was
yeah,
watching that match with my girlfriend, and the finish of that match, she literally just started laughing. She's like, she literally started laughing, and she's like, "He ran like a bitch," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that was a good setup." AJ sold it really well. It was like really surprising, quite honestly, to see him just like run away from that spot. I think it was good. But sorry, go on.
no, just like I can't see them pull the plug. Like
I could see them
this
pulling
has
the
to
plug.
be at least a year plus.
I could see them pulling the plug.
I can totally see it.
Um,
Okay, maybe I will be wrong, but
Something that we definitely should talk about we might as well just talk about all Money in the Bank at this point is John Cena. Um, he's done. This next year
well,
coming up, 2025
mhm.
is going to be his last year.
Respect to a legend. I hated him for his entire career, but
The
he's a
only
legend in
merch
the
that I
industry.
ever got was when Mini Me back in, I want to say that it was like 2006. So I was like 9 years old back then. I was heavy into wrestling. No, maybe it was a bit after. It was rather around that time that the Hardy Boys were feuding with Lance and Kate Strom. If I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken, those were the tag
That's a
teams.
blast from the
So that
past.
yeah, that's likely like I don't know, 2007, 2008, right around that. They came to Portugal for some like a part of the European tour, so I managed to go to that show. And to this day, it's still the only merch that I got. I got that John Cena T-shirt with the one with the dog running, and then with the hat of John Cena and whatnot. It was like fairly. It was one of the most known ones. The Cena shirts, and then I got the Cena things for the wrists as well. So hey, the only guy that I ever got merch to, and like I'd never really hated the guy, apart from the whole Nexus thing, which I think it was one
Oh,
of the biggest mistakes
yeah.
that they ever pulled with John. But like to me, one of the best eras that I watched was the whole like saga with him and CM Punk and whatnot. Like that's what
Oh,
made me
such
a
a
really
good
big
feud.
yeah. That's what
I
really
think
made me a CM Punk fan back then. Like that's it. So hey, respect to Cena, and I hope he breaks the Flair record.
so.
I
Here's
first noticed Punk in the ECW. That's all I was gonna say. Like when he was in ECW, like I noticed how good he was looking. I can't believe Vince actually said that he had no faith in him.
in CM Punk. Yeah,
That's Vince for
that's
you.
crazy. That's crazy.
He wasn't 6'4" and didn't weigh 300 pounds. So
Yep. And jacked out of his mind on steroids.
yeah,
So
that's not going to work,
allegedly. Allegedly on steroids. My
Allegedly.
bad.
Yeah.
did you
That's
guys
not going to work
watch
for me, brother.
Yeah,
the
it's not
Money
gonna work
in
for
the
me, bro.
Bank announced, like Cena coming out? No?
Well,
Yes?
wait, what? Sorry.
Did you guys watch Cena coming out?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Me and you
Michael
watched it.
Cole, yes, we did. Michael Cole announced Cena as the GOAT of wrestling. He's called him he didn't say one of, he said the greatest of all time to ever do it. Do you think if they're going to make statements that bold that they kind of have to make part of his last year being him getting to number 17?
Oh,
Like
he's
he has
definitely
to
getting
get
number
there?
17.
Yeah, I think he's getting number 17. Unless he
I do
like
too.
he's very strongly against it, because that would
I
seem
could see
something
Cena
like
being
Cena.
against it, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I
Unless he
think
like vehemently puts his foot on the ground and says no, I would be surprised if he doesn't. If he
yeah,
doesn't win it.
I think you have to let him win the Rumble, which will give him the most Rumble wins of all time. And then he goes to WrestleMania, wins the title, and
I don't
then
think he has to
after
win the title at Mania, but
I think he wins it at Mania and he holds it till whatever the December pay-per-view is. I can't think off the top of my head.
it might be Hell in a Cell. It's not Hell in a Cell. What is the December pay?
It used to
The
be
Dec-
Armageddon. I used to love that pay-per-view.
The December one this year. Oh, the past. Oh, they didn't have a December one this past year. It was Survivor Series War Game that was on November 25th, and then it jumped to Royal Rumble. The one in December was NXT.
Yeah, there's not
Wow.
a December one this year. It goes from Crown Jewel to Survivor Series to New Year's Evil.
Wow. So then it would be
Oh.
Survivor Series.
Yeah, so you have him lose it at Survivor Series. So hold it through Survivor Series.
I mean, if you want to put it this way,
or have him just literally do what Bret Hart wanted to do, and just have him walk out and forfeit the title and retire.
I don't know.
Or Orton gets the title from Cody. But like, if you're doing this, it's like we
Don't
just
you dare
spent.
suggest another title unification.
No, because I wasn't gonna say title unification. I was gonna say, I think the one matchup that makes the most sense right now for him to win the title is you have Orton versus Cena for the like best rivalry that both of those guys had, in my opinion, was versus one another. It's like you make that the title fight, but then it's like you're likely saving that for Mania at this point.
Well,
and we heavily criticize WWE for basically grabbing a part-timer in The Rock and putting him in the title picture. So it would be kind of weird if we did that here.
Well, here's my thing: is that there's 3 people that Cena has to face in his final run, and not to spoil a later episode or anything that we've got planned, but I think you have to have him face Randy Orton, you have to have him face CM Punk, and you have to have him face Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Well, I
Kurt Angle was his
Angle in the door.
Kurt Angle was his first match.
Is Kurt Angle gonna be able to like get cleared to wrestle?
I don't know. But I'm saying Kurt Angle was his first match, so he needs to be somewhere in that final run, maybe as a manager. But he needs to be in that final run somehow, because like I said, that when he first made his appearance on Raw, he come out to Kurt Angle against Kurt Angle. That was the whole Ruthless Aggression promo.
I don't know if you'll get Angle to work anymore at this stage. Like Angle is up
Okay,
there.
then hear me out on this, and you guys might think this is a good idea, you might not. Have Chad Gable take Angle's spot with Angle as Chad Gable's manager.
I like that
Okay.
a lot, honestly.
Maybe that worked. But isn't that
Oh,
going to be a bit of a bigger push than they're willing to give to Gable right now?
I mean, you don't have
No,
to have him.
I don't think it is.
You don't have to have him win, but just give him the spot. What's the worst that can happen from throwing the guy one?
So I don't know if you guys
Boom.
have noticed this, but Chad Gable has also started to get the "You Suck" chance that Kurt Angle
Yeah.
used to get.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
I think
And and then now basically he has the same two guys that Angle had back then. I believe he had like Charlie
The Creed
Haas.
brothers. Oh yeah, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, Shelton
Yep.
Benjamin, and now he has the Creed brothers, Chad Gable. So it's very much like they're trying to catch what they had in Dangle and put it on Gable right now.
But honestly, I
Like
think
Angle,
Gable's just as talented as Angle was as far as like potential. It's just how they
I don't
mix.
know about that, dude.
Yeah, I
Angle
can't agree with that.
was out of this world, man.
Chad
I
Gable
was
is really underutilized, dude.
I watched
He
Absolute
is.
Insane Perk Angle in TNA. Like, you need to watch that and then tell me Chad Gables can do what Kirk can.
Like Angle was on a whole other
Yeah.
nother level. Like to me, like Gable is very good, and like we discussed when we had the shows prior to WrestleMania and whatnot. I remember we were talking about who should have gone to Mania to face Gunther, and I was on the Chad Gable side. I thought Gable should have been the one to win, not Sammy, because if you turn someone, I think it should have been Sammy back then, not Gable. Gable was very over with the fans and whatnot, so I didn't really like the flip. But like, he's not at the Kurt Angle level yet,
No, like
and maybe
I
never.
could see him. I can see him eventually winning a title. Like, it might not be the world title, but they might throw him the Intercontinental title.
Throw him? I think they have like right now. Yes, the Intercontinental title is Chad Gable's goal, but I do think they have plans for Gable long term.
I would love to see it. I mean, I would love to see a main event Chad Gable run.
Now, is that in 2025? I'm not sure. Maybe, but I guess it just depends on because they're using Chad in the first Wyatt 6 program. So I think that shows something that I don't think people realize is I think that shows a lot of faith in Gable because that's a very, very important storyline to basically everyone involved and the WWE. So I think that they put Chad Gable as the first experience of that shows how much faith they actually do have in Gable.
Not to get off the Chad Gable segment, but I do want to point this out. How good is Bo Dallas doing as
Oh my god.
yeah, it's so good. His like recreation of the insanity, it's perfect. Like, I'm so proud of Bo Dallas. And Bray Wyatt would definitely be proud.
How long do we think it lasts? Because that's always the thing in wrestling, isn't it? Like, you get super over with some of these teams and whatnot, and then like, especially when they're big teams and like you can have the matches being involving all of them, and you can't really put a title on every single person of them. So then you're sort of like, at some point, the fans sort of stop caring.
That's fair.
Don't you think?
I will say this because I actually was at that show live. It's a lot better on television. Experience the White Six are a lot better to watch on television than they are to experience live. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't see shit. while
And I
that
would
was
like to
going on.
point out that Angelo was also like 4 rows back, so he wasn't like in the nosebleeds. He was right there and couldn't see it.
I was looking up. They had a huge jumbotron. I had to look directly up to see what was going on. I wasn't looking at the ring. So yeah. Regardless, actually, I was probably they probably cut it out, or maybe I didn't say it loud enough. But when Gunther called Damian Priest trash, I said something along the lines of "You tell him, Gunther." I screamed it very loudly.
Well, you know WWE's popped in crowd sounds for years.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All right. What do you guys want to talk about next? You want to talk about AEW, Alex? AEW is exciting, Alex.
Before we go on to that, I want to talk about
no.
the absolute mistake at Money in the Bank
The mistake
of letting Drew McIntyre win the Money in the Bank and throw it away in the same pay-per-view.
He said
Why
he was
did
going to
you?
do it.
I understand. He said he was going to do it, but that feud did not need that Money in the Bank. That feud did not need CM Punk coming out and attacking Drew because Drew had just beat up Punk. That feud was already hot.
Okay, let me defend the use of Money in the Bank there, because I was okay with it. So we just came off basically almost a year in which you had a guy with a briefcase coming in, looking quite dumb at times, like Austin Theory stopping for the cash in and whatnot. From Damian Priest, then you had random guys just stopping the cash in, Baylor, whatnot, just stopping the cash in, making Priest look dumb at times. You had basically a year-long storyline, which was like, I'm gonna cash, I'm not gonna cash, I'm gonna cash, I'm not gonna cash. And then the payoff was great at the end, but it's like you just had almost a year where a guy held a briefcase. Let's put a spin on it. This time, instead of having one guy holding the briefcase for almost a year, which you probably would have had to do again, because like you look at the champions right now, and they are all mixed into storylines. You look at Priest, the storyline it's going to be Gunther. I'm assuming Gunther goes over at SummerSlam.
Oh,
Uh,
if we do predictions, that's who I'm predicting. I'm predicting Gunther.
yeah, like Gunther goes in. I do not see Gunther, like he is very much a Triple H guy. I do not see Gunther losing the title anytime soon. That title is going to be on Gunther for a while now. You cannot make the cash in there. And then you have Cody. Cody gonna feud with the Bloodline. Gonna feud with Randy. I'm certain of that. He still
Rock
has
might
the
even
match
be
with Rock as well.
Yeah.
So like both main titles are pretty occupied right now in terms of like what you can do with the briefcase.
Gunther wins it.
I do. There's
I
no way.
do.
I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if Damian Priest beats fucking Gunther. There's no way.
Yeah.
No.
I don't see it happening. I don't see them taking that title off of him at Mania and giving it to giving him the world title at SummerSlam. I don't
Why?
see
Because
it.
it's too soon? You said it's not too soon for Cody. Why is it too soon for Damian?
I
Like
didn't think it was too
Damian's
soon for
title
Cody.
reign. I don't think Damian's title run has been any better than Cody right now.
Oh God, no.
It's been a couple of clips below. I never got the Damian Priest hype. I still don't. So, and like when you're looking at Triple H, who was before doing all of this at WWE, was with NXT. He was the one that brought in Gunther as well, if I'm not mistaken. Gunther is very much one of the guys that Triple H likes. And Priest, although he is also a Triple H guy, I don't think like in the hierarchy he is any bit above Gunther. So like both world titles seem to be out of question to me right now for a cash in. So what do you do with the Money in the Bank? Like you just hang with it. Maybe you give it to some random guy who cashes in on the US title. I just don't like that idea. And then you look at the competitors at Money in the Bank, and it's like Uso. It's whatever. Like Jey Uso, I don't really think that it's gonna be a thing, a main event thing for a long while, like being involved in the world title picture and whatnot. Andrade, again, no. Carmelo Hayes,
No.
too soon. Chad Gable, I mean, he had the whole thing with the Wyatt Six and whatnot. He is still in the pursuit for the IC title. LA Knight, like he's in the pursuit for the US title. So I don't really see who you give the briefcase here in this match.
Okay.
So you give it to Drew. That makes sense. And then you have the cash in. And you use it to further build up the CM Punk storyline.
No, this is the way I do it. I still let Drew win the match. Because he, as you just pointed out, he is the best option to win the match. Because everybody else is doing their own thing. You have him win the match. You have him go a couple months not cashing in. Then you have a CM Punk Drew McIntyre match where McIntyre's like, you know what? I'll throw up the briefcase against you. And then you have Punk win the briefcase off of him when Punk comes back from being healthy. And then you can make Drew McIntyre screw Punk out of it.
So you get the same result, but it lasts like 4 more months, and you have one thing.
And it further progresses the storyline instead of throwing it away in the same pay-per-view.
But I don't think it matters. Like, I think the storyline is well off without the Money in the Bank. And it serves them quite a bit because now Punk has won over Drew. After Drew kicked the living shit out of him, Punk got this over him. He got the Clash of the Castle over him. It further builds up that Drew McIntyre is fully
And
pissed at the
CM
guy.
Punk cost Drew at Mania. So that right there,
Drew
that's three.
cost Drew at Mania.
No,
Vince
CM
would
Punk
say
cost Drew.
that. No,
Oh, yeah, Vince would say that.
Vince would say that.
Yeah. Drew screwed Drew.
I mean, in a way, in the story, it is kind of Drew screwed Drew because Drew had to go over to the commentary desk. He had to mock Punk, and then Punk reacted, and then the cash it happened. So
Exactly.
there actually is in storyline a solid case to be made that yes, Drew screwed Drew.
But also, it physically was CM Punk that screwed Drew. Like, it might have been him initiated the fight, but it was CM Punk that screwed Drew. So that's what I'm saying. CM Punk's went over 3 times. So Drew getting one beaten versus Punk going over 3 times.
Get the win, though.
Drew injured CM
So.
Punk. Drew's probably going to get the first win at SummerSlam over CM Punk.
Like, he's going to get the first win.
If they do a best of 3 series, which I would guess what they would do, then I can see Drew.
If they don't do 3 with this, I don't know what they're doing.
I can see Drew dropping the first match or winning the first match. I can't see him winning the feud, which is why it looks weird that you having the babyface go over so many times against the heel, and then only have him beat you up 1 time and lose or win 1 match. Like, it's just not a good setup for the heel. It should be the heel that's kicking up the heel.
Drew injured CM Punk. Drew fucked CM Punk up in Chicago, left him bloody, and took his little necklace thing that has his wife and his dog's name on it. Drew's gone over plenty.
But that's it.
He still has that.
That's the only time he's went over, though. That's what I'm saying. Mania, he lost because of CM Punk. Money in the Bank, he lost because of CM Punk. There's 2 times going over immediately off the top of my head. I'm sure there's another one where CM Punk's interfered.
Okay, but we're sort of forgetting that we're going to have a third wheel here because Seth is joining in this feud as well.
Which I think is stupid.
Like, you have nothing to do with Seth right now, so.
Well, yeah, you had nothing to do with him, but, like...
And he was a big, fuck you, CM Punk, when CM Punk came back. Like,
but I think that should be the next...
saying that he hates the guy.
Yeah, but I think that should be the next feud instead of throwing him in with Drew, because this Drew and CM Punk's already so good. There's no reason to throw him into it.
I think it's gonna be thrown in afterwards. I think you're pretty much gonna have Drew going over CM Punk because Seth screws up CM Punk. Then maybe you get Seth versus CM Punk, and then maybe you get a triple threat between the 3 guys. Something like that, where one guy is constantly fucking over the other guy.
You want to know what I'd do? You want to know what I would do? I would do that. I would have Seth screw Punk the first time, right? And then Drew gets the first win. Then in the second match, have CM Punk win without Seth interfering. And then Seth doesn't interfere in the third match at all. And I would have Drew go over. And then, after Drew goes over, CM Punk now has a problem because Seth cost him that first match. If he wouldn't have cost him that first match, there wouldn't have been a need for the third match. And now Seth says, okay, well, you cost me my chance at my championship. And then there's a feud right there. That's what I would do.
That's what I'm saying. Make it the next feud.
But be involved in this one to set up the next feud.
I mean, you can be involved, but I wouldn't have... There's too much interference. Oh, I'll just say it. There's too much interference in WWE.
We're sounding like Vince Russo at this time. Is what you're saying.
Yes, pretty much. Like, it's too much Hulk Hogan. Like, Cody. I'll use Cody Rhodes for example, because I was thinking about this earlier when we was talking about Cody. Of course, Solo pinned Cody. It was a non-title match. That's what Hogan used to do. Oh, I'm gonna lose? Make it a non-title match, brother.
Title match? Not gonna work for me, brother.
Yeah, it's not gonna work for me.
For sure Kevin Owens was gonna take the pin in that match. Honestly, it was really surprising that Cody took the pin. And it even, once again, it proves that they are building Bloodpoint. They're booking Bloodpoint 2.0 very, very well.
Blood
Quite
Point?
honestly, or Blood. Oh my God, what is it?
Bloodline?
Bloodline.
Bloodline.
Where did Blood Point come from?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, they're working them really well. But like I said, I don't know. It's just there's too much interference. I think you need to let the CM Punk Drew feud run its course, no interference, and let them just have it out. Because I can't say that's what everybody wants to see because obviously I don't speak for everybody, but that's what I want to see. I want to see
think it
them
is.
go at it 2 fair one-on-one or 3 fair one-on-ones.
I don't think it needs to be 3. I think there needs to be 1, at least 1. But I don't know. I'm just in the
If you
minority.
want to screw him, I'm fine with it, but give it a little while. Like right now, there's too much interference. Like I said, if you're gonna screw him at like Survivor Series or screw him at what's another pay-per-view coming up?
Well, after SummerSlam, I think you have No Mercy, but that's NXT. You have
The
Bash
next
in
Saudi Arabia
Berlin.
show. There you go.
You have Bad Blood.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
Atlanta,
Oh
Georgia.
yeah, Bad Blood. They're bringing Bad Blood. Bad
Yeah,
Blood
so
would be
you-
a good one.
So you
Bad
could
Blood
do
is gonna be Cody, Randy, no? Like Bad Blood.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I can
Like that has to happen.
I mean, that also could be Solo Roman.
honestly,
I mean, you can have both.
with how much money they put into the overseas show, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the main event for that match was Bloodline 2.0 versus the Roman Bloodline.
What, Bash at Berlin?
Yeah, bad for blood.
That sort of has to
Bad
be
Blood.
Survivor Series
Bad
now.
blood, yeah. It has to be, yeah, but at the same time, like Bad Blood would be a good pay-per-view for that.
Bash in Berlin is 100% gonna have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
100%.
So if you do that one there, that's August 31st. The next pay-per-view would be October 5th. So do you do a Raw or SmackDown match with the two, or do you just do 3 pay-per-views?
You do 3.
Which would be Bad Blood or Bash at Berlin, Bad Blood, and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You do that.
That makes sense. I mean, Bad Blood, they're both 1-1 versus the other, and then Bad Blood is the one that, I mean, it makes sense.
Not give CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre away on free TV.
And then that would give, if you want to start the Seth Rollins feud at the next pay-per-view, would be Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that's sort of, you just skip over it. Those seem very much like non-canon at this point. Like, they just throw in random...
So I honestly feel like Vince signed a contract with the Saudi Arabia government, and Triple H is just having to go with it until that contract runs out. I guarantee if that contract runs out, he stops.
They sort of just drop the storylines that they were doing and do some random ones. Like, for example, in this one, it was just like Cody versus Logan Paul. And it's like, it's in between going versus AJ Styles at Backlash, and then you go back to AJ Styles in the next pay-per-view, and in between you just have Logan Paul because he sells more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's kind of like Tony Khan fantasy booking, but the Saudi Arabian government is just like, okay, we want to see this guy and this guy fight this guy and this guy.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we want. Maybe not like we want this guy, but we want this guy at this show. We want this. This is why the Undertaker came back. We want the Undertaker at this show. So.
And that turned out great, huh?
Yeah.
Almost lost Taker
versus DX.
Yeah, almost lost Taker because of Goldberg.
Oh yeah, Goldberg one was.
Goldberg almost took out Bret Hart and Undertaker.
Yeah. Oh, great. Goldberg is gonna be eyeing us now. He still eyes Bret Hart every time he comes.
The reserve.
Oh my god. So tell me.
Speaking of which, Alex said his name in the last football episode. You missed that.
Well, say his name and he appears.
Yeah.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I would be careful, Alex. You know, he claimed I had as much faith in Will Levis as people do in Joe Hendry. You know, he might be out for you. I'm just saying.
Hey, I believe in Joe Hendry. Unlike Will Levis.
I definitely believe.
Like,
'Cause they won
I'm
them in
not gonna talk
London
about TNA
and Paris
because that's
and
like
Tokyo.
a whole different
Ziggle's
thing.
got a shot.
Uh,
Ziggle's got his title. Come on now.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler finally won another world title. That was he deserved
I
it.
I cannot claim
And
that I
and,
watch
and
TNA.
correct me if I'm wrong. Did TNA not have a higher rated show than AEW recently, like viewer count?
I
I mean,
think it
how
was
hard is
either
that
last
though?
week. It was
How
last week or
hard
2
is
weeks
that?
ago.
Uh, I keep
Alex does
taking
not watch
shots.
AEW.
Mm,
How
But
hard is
one
that?
thing that I remember that we talked about last time we had a wrestling show was that I told you, Angelo, that I thought they would take the title off of Logan Paul at SummerSlam. You
You did.
were against it at the time because it's in Cleveland, Ohio.
It's in Cleveland,
Uh,
yeah. You're
yeah,
gonna
like,
annoy LA Knight in Cleveland?
I mean, I remember a certain, now considered the GOAT, who got over one Canadian guy in Canada in 2006 in a great match, like one of the best of their feud. And the crowd was okay with it, like as much okay
What
as
if
you can
you
be.
what if you
Unforgiven
double turned?
2006.
What if you double turn?
Yeah,
LA Knight?
LA Knight
No!
LA Knight goes heel and Logan Paul goes face. That
What,
way
you just gonna
Logan
start
can
saying no
win.
instead of yeah?
Sure.
Logan Paul is
No!
such a shittier face, though.
I know he would be, but I'm saying that way you could get some heat because Logan will be losing in Ohio.
It's also like, let's not
I hate to
pretend
say
that
this.
the dude
I don't think
is
Logan. I don't think you
hyper
can get
loved in
heat by screwing
Cleveland.
over Logan Paul. I don't think that's possible.
I just don't think that the crowd will care, to be honest. Like, they've done this thing with guys that the crowd cares much more about. Like I was talking about with Edge in Unforgiven 2006, the ladder match that he had with John Cena, that was in Canada. Cena went over it, and like the crowd, okay, of course they wanted Edge to win, but it's like they were okay with the decision because the match was great. I don't really think that the crowd in Cleveland will care much about Logan Paul. He's still gonna get booed to hell. Like, I don't think it will matter. I still
I
think
think
LA Knight goes over.
Hmm. This is why they did it. Because it gives you doubt. Will they actually book Logan Paul to lose in Ohio? Probably. We'll see. You have to watch to see.
to the Montreal screw job in Ohio.
Once again, if you do it to Logan Paul, I'm not sure how effective it's going to be.
I I just don't think that crowd will care all that much. I
No, they
still don't
wouldn't.
think the fact that they are over the whole thing that he's not a proper wrestler and whatnot. Although he has been a great wrestler, he has still done a lot of shittier things before coming to wrestling. So I just don't think that the crowd will care all that much if it is him who loses.
I don't know. I just think he's bringing so many eyes to the WWE they can't let him lose yet.
It's
I
been
think he's
going on for
SummerSlam.
such a while now. And it's always the same, isn't it? I just, I think it's time for it to end. Like, this has been going on now. It's gonna make a year on November 4th. Like, he has been champion since November 4th of 2023. Like, this can keep go on and on and on. At least I think.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Gunther held the Intercontinental title for how long?
it's not really apples to apples, is it? Like,
I mean, it's not
Gunther
apples to apples,
is.
but I'm just saying, like, they could easily give him a year run if they're gonna let Gunther do 3.
Yeah, but it's like Gunter is a whole different level, and it was getting him ready to transition to the main event scene, the main title scene. Like Logan Paul is not gonna have that. At least I
He
don't
might be
think
able to
so.
transition to the Intercontinental scene.
Yes,
I
so
can definitely
we're
see him as the Intercontinental contender. So they could be doing
uh,
it to prepare him for the Intercontinental scene.
Maybe,
I'm
but you're
missing it.
just
I
going
think
from mid
Logan
to
Paul
mid,
does have a
like mid
reign of
title
the
to mid
world
title.
championship ahead of him.
Well, yeah, well, I agree. It is mid title to mid title because it used to the Intercontinental title was prestigious because you was the next in line, you was the up and comer, you was the
Prestigious
workhorse.
now.
No, that title has not been worth shit in years.
Gunther
You-
just
The
lost it. One King
the
of the Ring
the
and is gonna be the
yeah
champion.
he won the last two good holders of it was Gunther and was it Cody or Daniel Bryan? Might have been Cody.
Brian Elliott.
Yeah, but which
Brian
one was
Elliott.
it that brought back the original, that like white belt with the gold?
Oh, that was
That's what.
Cody.
Yeah, okay, Cody. Yeah, so Cody and him. Like that's the last two. It's really made the belt prestigious and made it feel like it's something besides just a throwaway title, like the U.S. title
Hmm.
or the AEW any title.
Like I'm sorry, but I just have to disagree with you. I think it's important now. Sami Zayn holds the title. He just beat Braun Breaker. By the way, Braun Breaker's going for that belt. Braun
Breaker
Breaker
absolutely
looks like
dominated him in that match.
he did. He did. But that's the thing. Braun Breaker looks like a world heavyweight championship contender. He might not be ready, but he looks
Yeah,
like one.
he's still a little green, but he's definitely gonna be there in the future. Like
But
I
that's what I'm
say,
saying.
he's
They're
definitely like
taking care of this
1
belt
year
now.
away at most.
They're taking
Oh,
care of this
buddy.
belt now.
Don't
Well, I
you,
hope
don't
they
you
do.
think? Don't you think that they have way too many like world title contenders right now?
Maybe,
Like
yeah.
if this was AEW, oh boy, you know that Tony Khan would be ready to create like 5 more new world titles.
We have
Just
the
to
Intercontinental
accommodate
belt. We
everyone.
have the Outer Continental belt. We have the
We have the
Insider
World
Continental belt.
We have the World Heavyweight European Champion belt. We have
The Tokyo Japan champion.
the Tokyo Japan, the I don't know, the African, I don't know,
The
heavyweight
Jacksonville
champion
Jaguar
belt.
Tigers. Or Jacksonville Jaguars title.
You get a belt. You get a belt. You get a belt. Everyone
Everybody
gets
gets a belt.
Oh my
a belt.
god.
Oh, buddy.
So we
Okay,
all
so
just hate AEW is what I just. In fact, there you go. Here's the title of the episode. We all just hate AEW.
Okay, let me say this out right. I do not hate AEW. I hate the decisions that is being made in AEW. I think there's people over there that have excellent talent, could put on great matches, or great on the mic, but they're stuck behind Tony Khan's shitty booking.
But
And the Bucks unwilling to give up their position.
But it's like you're stuck behind the imitation of Vince Russo. Like the only thing that is missing is just like he's going off on bro. Yeah. That's the only thing.
At least Vince Russo could control his wrestlers. I will say that.
At times, I vividly remember Hulk Hogan going off on him after the whole debacle with Jeff Jarrett.
Well, yeah, the Bash at the Beach with Jeff Jarrett was pretty bad.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's why this company is in the gutter.
But no one backstage got choked under Vince Russo's watch that I remember.
Well, there was one, wasn't it? Like Goldberg and Jericho, wasn't that in?
Oh yeah,
in
Goldberg and Jericho. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the only one that I remember.
Oh,
see, I didn't even watch the WCW, and I remember all of that stuff because I've been digging deep in that.
Yeah, I remember that because that was when Jericho wanted to get absolutely slaughtered at a pay-per-view, and Goldberg's like, no.
Yeah. So very much like Jungle Boy, right?
Yeah, very much like Jungle Boy. I could see that. Okay, I'll take that back. Yeah, he's the Vincer, so.
Yeah.
He might. Wow. Funny thing, I'm listening to Spotify as we're playing this, and Joe Hendry's entrance music just came on.
Joe Hendry. Everyone believes. A great marketing guy.
Yeah. I was watching a interview with him, I think, on Chris Van Vliet, and he was talking about reverse engineering his theme song.
Yeah.
He said we literally show. Yeah, we show and tell exactly what we want you to do. Wave your hands from side to side.
Yeah, the clap.
The clap,
yeah. Coming in with the clap, yeah.
The turnaround.
He has a great eye for it. Like, he's a
Yeah,
solid performer. He's not like a world
he's
beater
not
by any
great
sense.
in the ring.
Yeah, but he's passable and he has the charisma. So
Yeah, he's passable. He has the charisma. He's definitely going to do good in the industry. Maybe not in WWE because they're not going to give him the freedom to do what he wants to do.
this
But maybe if he
WWE,
goes,
I'm not sure if that's the case.
I would love to see him give him the freedom to do his like music videos and stuff to make fun of people.
Like under Vince, of course, no, but like under
Yeah.
Triple H, I could see it.
Oh, under Vince, he would have been JoJo the Hillbilly.
Yeah, no, it's like he would have just gone in there and act like a loony.
Yeah.
Maybe give him some crazy ass backstory where he's like the son of cousins or something, or some weird shit like that. That's just like that's Vince's like playground.
Yeah, Vince was like, okay, here's what happens. You pick potatoes. He's like, but I'm Scottish.
Nobody will care.
Nobody will
Go
care.
on.
You sound the same.
Nobody. It's like the Jinder Mahal one, where he basically like he was told to go out there and do a racist promo, and like too comfortable with that. Like people are gonna take the wrong idea. No, nobody will care. It's fine. It's fine. Go out there.
Yeah,
Do it.
I was watching an interview with him too, where they was talking about all Vince wanted him to do when he was champion was go out and work rest holds, so the crowd would boo him.
Yeah. That's a sheep hit. That's all he cares about. As long as you get those boos in.
Yep. He said, "Let the baby face get all the fun stuff. You just do rest holds."
Okay, so for SummerSlam, so Angelo was talking before about the predictions and whatnot. We basically called most of the card right now. For Cody, Solo, Angelo seems to think Solo is going over. You also seem to think that Solo is going over. I am Team Cody here. For LA Knight, me and Angelo are on LA Knight. You seem to be on Logan a bit more.
Yep.
Yeah. For Priest Gunther, me and Angelo are going with Gunther. You're going with Priest here. So that basically.
Yeah, I don't think they get take it off Priest yet. I would love to see Gunther win. I'm gonna be happy if he does, but I don't think they do.
Okay. And then we're missing the woman titles, basically. So Nia Jax and Bailey. Like, am I crazy to think that Nia Jax is actually going to win this?
Oh my god!
Like,
So-
this seemed to be the one woman character that I was like, she's for sure not gonna do anything under. And then it's like she goes and has the main event at Elimination Chamber in Australia with Rhea, and wins the Queen of the Ring.
Here's the thing. One, she has been better than her last run as far as
She has.
how clean she is in the ring, taking care of her performers. But here's why I think she could win. I believe that Triple H cares very, very much about making the King of the Ring feels like it means something because it means so much to him. Because it's what got Austin over. It's what he was supposed to win to get
he
over.
was supposed to win it until the what happened in New York.
Curtain call. Yeah.
Yeah, the curtain call.
So if you want to say this is important, I could see both Gunther and Nia going over to say, look at these two. They won King of the Ring. They immediately got a shot at SummerSlam. They both won the world title. This matters.
But there's likely not a bigger Triple H gal than Bailey.
Yeah,
she
but again,
is like
she won the title
the
at what,
one.
WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the title run has been worse than either Cody or Priest.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been watching the women's other than Liv and Rhea.
Exactly right. That tells you all you need to know. It's like
I
rings no
kind of pull the
eyes.
Jim Cornette when the women's match comes on. Unless it's somebody good, I just nope, I'm good.
See, I mean that tells you all you need to know, though. It's like nothing. It's sort of been very
Yeah,
stale.
that's what I'm saying. I'm fine with either one of them winning. I would prefer if Bailey kept it because I just don't like Nia Jax as a wrestler, considering how many people she's hurt over the years. But again, I'm fine either one of them winning. But I'm picking Bailey if I have to pick.
Ah, Like I think that Naya is either going with the win, or she's gonna put Bailey in a situation that she's basically wrecked, and Stratton comes in and cashes in,
It's
gets the
TV
title.
time.
It's TV time. I think
I
like Bailey doesn't get out of doesn't live. Jesus Christ, this
That's
is
a little
really
jeez.
really just
really a serial killer podcast, huh? No, I don't
I
think
told you to turn
she
into
gets
one.
out of SummerSlam with the title, no matter how it ends.
I do think with them making McIntyre blow the Money in the Bank early, I do think that gives them. I do think that means Tiffany Stratton is going to hold on to it longer, because there
Mm.
isn't another Money in the Bank they have to write for. They can focus solely on Tiffany's Money in the Bank lead up on
Yeah,
into
I
the
don't
cash in.
think. Yeah, I don't think she cashes in until around Black Rumble.
We could see something though, where she goes and attempts the cash that distracts Nia, and Bailey gets the pin on Nia with that. Or am I
I
going
can
to
go with
Vince
that.
Russo, bro?
What?
There's a faux
No,
cash in, and then Nia takes advantage and wins the. I can see it.
No, no, I'm saying Bailey takes advantage and
yeah,
gets the title win off the
Oh,
destruction of Tiffy on Nia. Like Nia dominates,
but
Tiffy
why
comes
would
in.
Nia be distracted if Bailey's the
It's like
champion? She hasn't won it
no,
yet.
no. I'm saying like basically Nia destroys Bailey
like
for quite a while. Tiffy
Mhm.
tries a stealth cash in like out of nowhere, while Nia is distracted with something, or is basically like boasting in the crowd, like taunting Bailey and whatnot. Tiffy tries the sneaky cash on Bailey. Nia gets distracted on that, turns on to Tiffy, starts beating Tiffy up, and that allows Bailey to beat Nia Jax after distraction.
Hmm.
Like,
I,
Rock with it.
I think it's just a squash match if Nia wins.
yeah, like the
Like I
only
think it's probably a 6 minute squash match.
yeah, the only way I think Bailey comes out of this, and they've been hinting at like Tiffy trying to cash in, like I believe last SmackDown had something like that where Nia beat the crap out of Bailey. Stratton came in trying to cash in, and like Nia was very much like, "What are you doing?" And then she was like, "Yeah, nothing. I'm moving my way. I'm out of here."
I'm just
So I
gonna show
think,
you my briefcase.
yeah, I'm just showing you. So maybe something like that, because I don't think Bailey gets out of this pay per view with the title clean. Basically, it's like there has to be some sort of distraction for what they're building. Nia Jax has
Yeah,
like
there's
it's
no
this.
way she beats her clean.
Yeah, I don't think so. So either she
And I
drops the
think
title
go ahead.
or that's it. No, no, I'm saying
Uh,
either she drops the title or like it's an interference from someone at this stage. Like it's Tiffy. Tiffy's the one involved in all of this. So.
and I think we all agree on the last match.
Are they gonna pull the plug so soon?
I I don't think you
This
pull the
feels very
plug.
much.
Yeah, I don't think you pull the plug, but you've got to have
You ready
Dom
for this?
interfere in some way.
Yes,
You ready for this?
because
Liv
we all
Morgan.
want the custody of Dom.
The custody of Dom ladder match.
Ladder
Liv
match
Morgan.
2.0.
Liv Morgan wins because Dom interferes for Liv and not for Rhea.
I
Yes,
think
or
I
or
think
tries
Dom.
to interfere for Rhea and goes south.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think he just comes in
Not
and
the
doesn't know who
chair.
to
We're
pick.
not bringing the chair into this again.
No, I don't think he knows who to pick. I think he ends up like trying to screw them both over. So like he'll trip Rhea, and then he'll get on the other side of the rope, and he might like elbow Liv.
Yeah, plays
Or he
both
can't.
sides basically.
Yeah, he plays both sides, and just to really draw the heat on him.
But I think Liv has to come out of this pay-per-view with the title.
Yeah, because you got to do that custody of Dom ladder match for the title.
Yeah, of course. Like whoever gets
my
Dom gets the title.
Let's not forget
That's
Dom.
Yeah, and Dom. You get Dom too.
you get Dom in the title. Yeah, that's the two things that matter in this world. You get Dom, and you get the title. I really
I will
want them
say-
to pull that out of somewhere.
I will say, Dom probably the best heat magnet in wrestling for the last like 2 years.
He's the biggest heel in WWE.
He's the biggest heel in wrestling.
Yeah.
And the dude
Like, I
can't
love
even like. He tries to say a word, and everyone just completely destroys him.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real, dude. I was at that show. That was real. I could not hear him speak.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The pop for him is ridiculous. Like, I love MJF as a heel. He's an amazing heel, but I still think Dom is heel of the last 2 years. I think MJF's a close second, but it's Dom.
Well, I mean, for every one person who hates MGF, Dom can send like 100 people at him. So it's all
Oh, yeah,
good.
true. Hey, you know what? The MJF will send everybody that's on the hard cam side. So, like 2 people.
Oh.
I
Okay.
love that comment when Jade Cargill came. She said, "I was nervous the first time I went out. I wasn't used to people being on the hard cam side."
Jade
I'm
looks so
surprised that
bad.
they're not doing more with her right now, but I guess
She
it
looks
makes
so
sense.
bad. Did you
Yeah,
see
she
their
looked
match,
bad.
their title defense matches? Oh my god!
I mean, I told you that the moment that we reviewed WrestleMania, I was like, in the few spots that he had, I think I saw a botch in there, and it's like, it very much played to all of her strengths, and you can see that, like, if the match got off script, it would have gone tits up, because
Like,
she
AEW
is very much not there.
AEW did her wrong because they pushed her so damn hard that she got so much in her head that, oh, I'm the biggest star in wrestling, and I'm this, and she's still too green.
Yeah, the looks is there, like the promos and whatnot. She's fairly good at it as well, but like
Yeah. She just
she
don't have the
still
mentality
needs to work.
yet.
Yeah, in the ring, she's still not there at the time. And that's why they took off the titles off of Jade and Bianca. Like Bianca is gonna be the perfect like. I've actually not even been paying all that much attention to those two, but like if I had to pick one first feud, for her, for Jade, and 1v1, it's just probably Bianca, because like
No, Nia Jax.
or Nia Jax, yeah, but like Nia seems to be busy.
Yeah, but
Somewhere.
she's busy. But I'm saying like that gives you the Andre Hulk type thing
Yeah,
where she's so
true.
strong, she picks her up, carries her.
One thing that does surprise me though is that when both of them lost the title, it was Bianca that hit the pin, not Jade.
They're still trying to protect Jade, and
There's
crazy.
like
It's
it's
crazy,
it's
dude.
crazy that Bianca hit a pin. Like, so that tells you how much they are behind Jade.
And that's kind of the thing. They gave it to Ilya Dawn and Alba Fire. Granted, I get the sense as far as where they were. They were in Scotland, and those are native wrestlers, but they can't put the titles back on those two. Are you crazy? I don't think Bianca, and that's kind of the thing. I don't think the buildup has been right for Bianca or Jade to turn on each other. So they can't get the titles back. It's really not the right time for one of them to turn. So what do you do?
I honestly think they need to get rid of the tag team titles for women.
Really?
Yeah, like there's been a couple of good tag teams, but there's not been enough focus on it. Like,
That's fair.
there's no like if I said name me a men's tag team that is amazing, you could name me 1,000. If I said name me a women's tag team that was absolutely amazing, name me one.
Nope,
Exactly.
none.
That's what I'm saying. So get rid of that belt. Let them just focus on the world titles, or maybe give them like an intercontinental type title.
I could be on board with an IC title for the women's division, honestly.
Yeah, but I just don't like the tag team for the women. Like, I just don't know. There's
Honestly,
something different about it.
they have so many, which I don't know, maybe this would be weird, but bringing back like the European title and just having the European title be the mid card women's division title. Because they do have titles in the back burner they could bring back for it to make sense.
Like Liv and Rhea was actually probably the last tag team for women that I gave a fuck about.
Yeah, and before that, it was maybe like what was Asuka and her teammate?
Kabuki Warriors?
Yeah, the Kabuki Warriors.
Kairi
Yeah.
Sane? Or Kairi Sane?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they don't need those titles right now. They're doing more harm than good. Because you can still have the women's tag team matches without the titles. Like, I think it goes to the AEW thing of too many titles.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying bring like the European title back and still have the tag titles. I mean, if you're
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to get rid of tag titles, give them a mid-card title. So that way someone, like right now, like Chelsea Green, who's popular, could be holding it. And give her something to do. Or a TV title. Give them a TV title. It's defended on TV every week.
Yeah, something like that could work. Because honestly, they do book the storylines like one-on-one storylines better because Liv and Morgan is good, Liv and Morgan. Liv and Rhea is good, but like the stuff they're doing with Selena Vega is pretty good. Selena, I don't know, you haven't seen what Selena Vega's been doing recently, but she has been very good on the mic recently. Oh.
Yeah, and then you've got Tiffy coming up, and then like I said, you've got Chelsea Green, who is one of the biggest things in wrestling as far as women go right now. Like people love her. Yeah.
That women's Money in the Bank to me was better than the men's.
The men, it was 100% better. It was more brutal, way more brutal. The spots was just so much more painful looking. Like, and I didn't think that could happen because the men's match was very brutal as it was. I was like, this is brutal, and then the women's match was just worse. I was like, oh my god.
No. WWE is on fire for good reason. There are a lot of people there who care about what they're doing, and they are like there's misses everywhere. You're not gonna hit 100%, but there are a lot of really good hits going on in WWE, and it's all happening at the same time. You good, Alex?
Yeah. I'm just listening. Just listening.
Okay. Just listening.
Just taking it
at this
in.
point. Taking it in at this point. Like we're taking turns.
All right. What else you guys got? Because we've talked about everything I want to talk about. So what else you guys got? This is free form for you guys now.
I mean, I got the SummerSlam predictions in, so I shed a bit on AEW. So on my end, I think we're doing great. I applauded my guy CM Punk.
You also took shots at TNA.
You did take
shots at TNA. I mean, small shots. It's just like I used to watch a lot of TNA back in the Kurt Angle era. Perk Angle days, yeah. In the days in which like AJ Styles was like the man.
Oh, AJ was the best in TNA.
The main event Mafia days as well.
Yeah,
watched quite a bit of TNA back then.
Joker Sting.
Yeah, Joker Sting as well. And then Hulk Hogan got way too involved into shit. And Bischoff. When
they changed the ring, I stopped watching.
Yeah, kind of. Okay,
I like
I'm
the
good with
six
this
sides.
now.
It was something different, and then they changed the ring, and I was like, feels too much like they're trying to be WWE light.
Yeah. Now they feel like they are the very small brother, but I think I read somewhere that their next pay-per-view, or this one that just went off this past weekend, I believe they sold that one out. So I mean, props to them. They're doing great right now. In terms of gates and whatnot, the partnership with WWE is doing great. I just can't be asked to watch it. So plus, it's harder to watch here. Like outside of YouTube, there's no network with that thing. So
I'm gonna give it a watch just to see what Dolph Ziggler does with the title. But
yeah,
besides that, like I couldn't really care. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy went back. Ooh, cool. Like there's nobody in
but
TNA that really draws me there. Like usually you had AJ, you had Daniels, you had Joe, you had Austin Aries, you had the Motor City Machine Guns, you had Beer Money. They had draws and somebody that made you want to watch. Now the champion for the last few years or few months has been a guy named Moose.
yeah. Oh God, the mighties have fallen.
Yep, supposed to
Okay,
be the WWE killer and turned out to be third string behind AEW somehow.
I mean the moment that they went off head to head versus WWE on Mondays, that was a whoever made
Dumb.
that decision. Like top notch to you guys, man. You're so smart. I don't know if that was Bischoff, if that was the network, if that was Dixie Carter. Just fucking out, man.
Dixie
Some
Carter
people
may be
are
the
really dumb.
as much as I hate on Tony Khan, Dixie Carter was the worst owner
Dixie
in
Khan!
wrestling.
Oh, not Dixie
And
Yeah,
you
I'm calling her
imagine
Dixie Khan from
Dixie
now on.
Khan.
She's Dixie Khan from now on.
Khan!
That's how bad she was. It's her, Vince Russo, and Tony Khan is like sitting on top of each other for number one spot.
Can you imagine if Dixie married Tony? That's Dixie Khan
TNA
for you.
AEW.
Oh boy. Throw in some New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you got it. Dizzy on your hands.
Hey, say
Yeah,
what you want. New Japan puts on some good matches. I
yeah,
love me some New Japan.
yeah. But like, they seem to pander way too much to AEW now.
Oh yeah, that's because AEW is like, hey, we want to bring New Japan over here, and by that we mean steal all your people and do nothing with them.
Yeah,
Dave
basically.
Meltzer fucked up, dude. Like, because here's the thing. What Dave Meltzer did is impressive as fuck, dude. He
What, sticking
has
his head that far up Johnny Khan's ass?
no, well, yes, but no.
Oh,
But he has a reputable review site of basically any match that's happened in the last like 3 decades plus.
yeah,
And he does every single one. He basically created this market.
yeah.
So people, at least previously, people viewed his opinion very, very seriously. He had a 1 to 5 star rating. When he started doing the 6 and 7 star shit with Kenny Omega, he kind of screwed the pooch with that because now, and not only that, if you've seen him in interviews, he said, "Well, this is just my opinion. You could go to somewhere else." There is nowhere else, Dave.
Yeah,
No one else has a back catalog like this. No one is willing to put in the amount of time and effort. I don't want to watch every fucking match that's ever happened. And I love wrestling. No one has that kind of commitment to it, to do it, to be that reputable. And then he just threw it all away on the
dude,
AEW thing because he put his money in AEW saying this is going to be the next thing and swing and a miss.
Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. I think he is, in my opinion, the GOAT of wrestling. I couldn't sit down and watch every Shawn Michaels match.
It's just way too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like, for him to sit down and watch every match and every promotion,
But that's what makes it impressive, and that's what makes
that's
it
what I'm saying.
impressively stupid.
That's what I'm saying. I give him applause for doing it. But I want to know how much, Dave, listen to me if you're hearing this. How much is AEW paying you to give these shit matches 4 stars.
Oh my god. There's matches that I was like, I wouldn't have watched this if I was him, and he gave it 3 stars. I was like, what?
Yeah, there was matches like back when I was watching AEW. I'm proud of it. Like there was matches that I would be like, it was like a 2.5-star match, and he'd be like, oh my gosh, it's a 4-star match. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. Like he gave the exploding death match between Moxley and Kenny Omega. I think he gave that like a 4.5 star. And he said the only thing he had against it, I think, was the ending where the explosives didn't go off or fireworks or whatever. But the match wasn't good if you go back and watch it. It wasn't even good for a highlights reel.
You know what I will say about that? And maybe this closes out the show. If AEW had done Judy Bagwell on a pole match, that's a 5-star classic by Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, a Judy Bagwell on a pole match with Buff Bagwell now, not back in the 90s. Buff Bagwell now, and you throw Kenny Omega in it because he loves him from Kenny Omega. That's 5-star match. 6-star possibly.
5-star match. 6 stars possibly. Yeah.
But yeah, that's about all for me.
That we started with Judy Bagwell on a pole match. It only feels right to end on Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
All right, Alex. Whoever wants to do, you want to do the outro? You want to?
Yeah. Guys, as always, I mean, if you listen this far, just thank you so much. Just if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on the Apple Podcasts app, just be sure to turn on the auto download. Leave us a 5-star review as well, please. Only 5-star, nothing less than that, as you usually know. As also, if you're watching us on YouTube, which I'm not sure if that's up yet, I'm gonna say no. We're working on it. But if you somehow end up stumbling on this on YouTube, turn on the notifications, leave a comment, leave a like as well, and follow us on Twitter at No Reserves Radio. And as always, guys, talk to you on Thursday.
Take it easy,
for
brother.
the football show.